All right, October 21st is the day. Mark your calendar because Creative Women MiniCon 5th Annual is coming. It's Saturday. You have no excuses for missing it. It's going to be a beautiful day outside and inside. So you're going to want to come down and meet all of our guests, including Kelly, who you will know from previous years, and who has all of her stuff on her art wall. Thank you very much for coming, Kelly.
Of course, of course.
So, last year was that your first year?
That was my
That's
first year.
what I thought. So,
Yes.
I always like to ask this question. How did you hear about it?
I heard about it just from coming in the shop and Facebook, just seeing it, and I attended it I think both years prior before I actually, applied to table there, and it was a great experience.
That's perfect. And so it was something that you wanted to be a part of,
Yes,
and that and we were happy to have you come down last year because you actually have something that I don't think anybody quite has the same kind of feel. What is it? What would you, before we show you guys, how would you describe to somebody what it is that you do?
I do a lot of hand lettering and kind of illustration, and you'll notice a difference from my work last year versus this year. It's kind of evolved into this other thing, but I like to just tell a lot of stories in little small spaces, I guess is the best way I could sum up my line, Port Fire Flirt.
And yeah, and that about does it. I mean, you've got a lot of pieces on the wall,
yeah,
but they are very compact. She likes to get the story in there, in a small space. Let's start with this one because I love these things. They're a lot of fun. So, you do these from scratch.
Yes.
It is literally a book that she has built with the interiors and the pages, and all of them are done. Let's start with this one because I want you have many of these. This one is dedicated to some of your favorite, not all of, we have determined, but some of your favorite coffee shops in Sacramento, and it is stained with authentic coffee.
It is.
So, what prompted you to do this one?
Well, I do spend a lot of time at those coffee shops. That's kind of what made Sacramento home for me, and that, I just wanted to showcase my favorite ones and why I like them. I have my various things that I prefer to do. So Shine, has live jazz on Thursdays. That's what I do. And,
which was in there. You guys saw the person playing jazz.
And, just certain coffee shops have their certain vibes, and it just kind of depends on what my mood is and which one I determine to go to.
So do you go down and work on stuff, or do you go down to read or just relax?
I usually go to work on stuff. I know when we had that heat wave a couple months ago, I was like, well, I'm just going to steal their AC since I know it's Malaria. I may as well. And yeah, so I get a lot of work done. I got a few pieces for the show done.
Awesome.
Add a couple of them, and just it's a nice space, and it's open, and I like the kind of atmosphere that they have there.
That's perfect. And I love that every one of these coffee shops, there's no Starbucks in there.
No.
Every one of these coffee shops is a locally run, locally owned business, which is what you guys should be using because you can't walk 10 feet in Sacramento without finding one.
Right.
And there are so many good ones. Mine, I'm just going to plug it. My favorite is Insight, right around the corner at the Pavilions. Amazing place. There's couches outside, great staff, good coffee. Check that one out when you come into Empires. So, what kind of other books do you do?
I also do zines. I last year had a lot of just single sheet ones.
Now these are traditional zines. Like
yes.
you don't see these very. There is evidently a huge market for this down in like LA.
And San Francisco.
Oh, in San Francisco, but
yes.
you do not see it here in Sacramento.
Yes.
And only a few people who do it. Explain to them what a zine is before we tell them more.
So a zine is a traditionally made out of a single sheet of paper, easy to be reproduced, and it can be on any topic. It can range from politics to puppies to...
And it's something that you literally, you make on that paper. We're not getting it printed. It's...
You just make it on that paper, and you can just Xerox copy after copy after copy. And
doesn't matter if it's lined up right.
Nope,
when you
doesn't
fold
matter.
it, and none of it matters.
Yeah, it's really guerrilla, just really easy to just distribute. Sometimes you find it for free, and sometimes
it's cheap
they
too.
sell.
So you can actually get it out there because getting stuff actually printed is ridiculously hard.
Yeah.
Whereas with the zines, the whole thing is to be able to get it in people's hands.
Exactly,
correct?
right. Yeah. So I've kind of graduated on to making bigger zines with a little more complex layouts. But I am still making the little single sheet ones too, because those are pretty fun. And
just whatever hits you.
Yeah.
And whatever mood you seem to think.
Right.
That's cool. But it's not just the books and zines that tell the story. we're going to get into the artwork. Let's show the stuff that you have on the wall first.
Yes.
This one here?
Yes.
So this is a piece we took down from the art gallery. So we'll show you. It's all framed, very nice. It's an original piece?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, you don't make prints of anything like this, do you?
I don't really. It's
No,
all hand
it's like the only thing that will be a duplicate will be the zine.
The zines. Mm-hmm.
Okay. She says that now. Wait till she starts going to all the cons.
Yeah.
Tell me what is going on with this one.
So you may recognize it from Princess Mononoke. Pretty prevalent, the Kodama. And yeah, I mean, I think it speaks for itself.
And what's neat about this, I don't know if you guys could tell, the piece is right here, as we talked about, very compact.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a matting in there that fits it, and kind of actually lends, a little more to it. But the piece itself, on just a little rectangle.
And my big thing is I really want to recycle since I'm using a lot of paper craft and stuff, and I try to save everything and recycle it, and that just happened to be an odd size scrap that I said, I could probably do something on this, and it worked, I think, really well, and then it fit the frame really well too, I think.
Well, if I can ever get Jen to get rid of all of those piles of scrapbooking scraps, I'm going to call you.
Please do.
And have you take them.
I will
You hear me, Jen? Clean that stuff up, please. I know she doesn't watch these. I wouldn't say that otherwise. That would be stupid. Sticking to a theme,
yes.
we have got, what do we got here?
We got No Face from from Spirited Away.
Which is, for me, it is by far the best.
My all-time favorite movie.
A lot of people, there's obviously, they have opinions that are wrong, but
yes.
this is the best.
Right. Yeah, and that was sort of the first shifting away from the hand lettering, which you'll see a little bit later, but that was sort of the shift into the more pop culture stuff that I wanted to get into as well. And again, that's all hand done. And I really, that movie was kind of a pivotal moment when I saw that movie, and inspired me to travel abroad and
oh, nice.
Really explore as much of Japan as I could and see what I could of it.
Where did you go to in Japan?
So I lived there for 2 years, actually.
Oh, wow.
In a city called Nagoka. It's about 2.5 hours north of Tokyo by bullet train. And so I was...
That's by bullet train. So how far would it be if you drove, do you know?
I think it was about a 6-hour drive.
Okay.
So, but I was in Tokyo pretty much every other weekend. It was kind of...
Did you try blowfish?
I did not.
I did not either. I was a coward.
I did not. It was a little pricey, and I was kind of like, I don't know.
Oh, she has a good excuse.
Yeah.
I was just a coward.
It was a little pricey for me. So, yeah. But,
so, okay, so you got to explore quite a bit.
I did.
And did it lend itself to the future pieces of artwork?
It definitely did. It got me very into the paper, just a really big appreciation for paper, for Copics, which are a lot cheaper over there than they are here. But, yeah, I just really got into letter form and stuff, and looking at the way they made their characters, because you can't get too fancy with it, otherwise you lose the character meaning, with the kanji.
That's very fair. Okay.
The characters, whereas with the alphabet we use, you can get all kinds of crazy with it. It still is an A, it still is an A.
I might not be able to read it, but it's still an A.
It's still an A. It doesn't have some ulterior meaning. It's just an A. It's the letter A.
Interesting. Very interesting.
That sort of inspired me with the paper and with just their level of detail to things, and they like things small, obviously, and that sort of carried over into this.
Okay.
Wanting to do things small.
And here is an example of, actually, what is this?
So
let's do this one first, because
okay.
I have questions.
Okay.
The other one, they're examples of the letter. Actually, you know what? No, I'm changing.
Okay.
These we're going to do first because we're talking about the
right.
letters, and you said doing your hand lettering.
Yes.
As you guys can see with stuff like this, and she's having fun with the lettering and a little tribute to Sacktown.
Yes.
As well.
Right.
This was actually a commission, correct?
Yes, it was. So I do have a piece on the wall, and somebody had already purchased it, and somebody else inquired and said they really liked it, and were sad that it was sold. And I was like, oh, I can redo those. I do all kinds of cityscapes.
And they're going to be unique ultimately.
Yeah,
it's going to be the same thing, but
everyone's going to be different. So that one I did shift a little bit more versus what's on the wall. But I do a lot of cityscapes. I love cityscapes, and so it wasn't a problem for me to just do another one.
That's perfect. So if you guys like something that's already sold, she's open to doing her own renditions, and obviously she takes commissions,
yes.
which is the biggest lesson here.
Right.
Because here's another one.
So that one is a song lyric.
Oh, it's Florence and the Machine.
Yes.
I love Florence and the Machine.
So that one is, again, all hand done. One of my favorite songs by her. Didn't get too crazy with the font, but I think it speaks for itself.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's wonderful. Um, does music have any big impact on your
It
stuff
does. It does actually. Kind of have my certain Pandora stations based on how I'm feeling or what I'm working on, and yeah, it kind of just ranges across the board.
That's cool. So obviously different varieties
Yes.
of stuff there. Now, this one I'm interested in because I'm not sure what
So
we've got.
that one is a mixed media. I again like to recycle things, so I was messing around with monoprints. I do a lot of printmaking as well. Aside from the hand lettering, and the symbol is the Om symbol. Some of you may realize, but yoga is a very, very important thing to me, and so I wanted to pay homage to that. And so that's what that symbol means. And with the leaves or the feathers, however you want to look at those. And then I just recycled a dried flower stem that I had and wanted to kind of make a mixed media piece.
Okay,
A
sure.
nice wall hanger.
So it's just a little, it's something somebody can put up and put wherever they want.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to see a variety of stuff from her, not just the pictures and the frame stuff, no prints, all original. But then you've got the books, which are my favorite because each one tells a story,
Yes.
and each one has something different. And of course, you got the zines. So Kelly, where? Well, actually, are you doing anything else between now and Creative Women?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
I am inquiring with a few coffee shops to get stuff up.
Perfect.
But yeah, pretty much just open for commissions. I'm on Instagram. That's my main mode of getting it out there.
Where can they find you on social media?
So,
Instagram's your favorite.
Instagram under Fire Flirt, and then I do have also my own Facebook page in process of being updated. But
Is that Fire Flirt too?
yes,
Okay.
Port Fire Flirt.
Okay, and those two.
Yes, those are the main two right now.
So go over, like them, check out what she's got, and of course look at the art gallery all month through September before we change over. Actually, you'll be here next month too because it's all dedicated to the creative women.
Yes.
They come on October 21st. And of course, just follow her on social media and find out what's going on. Thank you very much for coming.